shot. Let's do it. That is the Glock 19 that if you've been watching my channel for pretty much any time now, you've seen this gun for sure. And this gun has been through a lot for sure. As you can tell from the title of the video, ow. This got hit in the head with something, damn it. If you can tell from the title of this video, this thing has been through 20,000 rounds. So for the first, this is my first like carry and competition gun. And for my first like year, I want to say, every round I shot almost was through this, like almost every round. And so I started getting into competitions with this, carried this, I trained with this, I mean everything. So this gun has had a shit ton of ammo through it for sure. And I don't know if you guys appreciate that that video intro. If you did, let me know down in the comments. I'll start doing stuff like that more often. Shout out to PewView. What you do is hard, man. I tried to do a little bullet flip stuff. Couldn't get it to work. Anyways, let's go over kind of what has happened throughout the 20,000 rounds of this gun. First, the trigger pull has got substantially lighter. The more that I shoot it, just the more, it's not like a, you know, night and day, like every 1,000 rounds it gets lighter or anything, but like through the 20,000 rounds, I mean, this thing has definitely gotten to, it's a 3.5 connector. It's definitely got to around 3 pounds, maybe even just a little bit lighter. And then it does feel good. You know, I stopped shooting this thing for a while, so I'm still not as quick with it as I used to be, but yeah, this trigger has definitely gotten a lot lighter. The recoil spring over 20,000 rounds has definitely got a lot lighter. The stock recoil spring, you find different answers for different stuff or from different places, but 17 pounds seems to be the correct answer. If not for the compact ones, it's 15 pounds. I'm pretty sure it is 17 pounds though for the spring weight. This thing's about a 13. And I mean, it still cycles everything, but this is the, I'll show you guys. Probably gonna have to blur that out because YouTube doesn't like taking apart guns because they're weird. But it is an OEM recoil spring. And it's just light, man. It's really light. And that's just from shooting the shit out of it. I mean, your springs are supposed to get replaced. I think Glock recommends every 3,000 to 5,000 rounds, you're supposed to replace your springs. I never did that in this. Everything else in here, I mean, it's internal besides the spring, of course, and like the slide lock and the connector. Basically everything to do with the trigger and slide lock on this is upgraded. Other than that, it's all OEM stuff. But this slide, man, let's take a look at the barrel. It honestly is surprising. This thing's hot because I just got done shooting it. It honestly is surprising for 20,000 rounds. I mean, it's not that bad at all. You have some wear and tear, of course, like that thing right there. That's pretty much stripped to shit. But it's honestly for 20,000 rounds, man, I wouldn't say it's bad at all. You can tell the inside of the slider right there is definitely damn near rub shiny. This bar right here has some wear and tear. The striker still looks fine. I mean, you can tell this thing's dirty. I also haven't cleaned this thing in a couple thousand rounds for sure. But, I mean, look how filthy my hands are getting. But it honestly has held up very well. And then I also want to give a shout out to Jaegerworks. And they are not sponsored this video by any means. But I'm very impressed with how the slide turned out. The slide on this, throughout this 20,000 rounds, has maintained its Cerakote and finish very, very well. It has a little bit of scratching on here from the Jaegerworks slide release. For how much this thing has been in and out of the holster, I mean, there's barely any wear and tear on this thing at all. And I'll put some B-rolling up close on it, but it's got just a little bit. But I mean, I've put this thing in and out of the holster thousands of times for sure. I mean, I used to draw fire with this thing every day for, you know, 1, 2, even 3 hours sometimes, just working on my draw over and over and over again. So it's definitely been put through for sure. And then they did the double undercut on this as well. And I mean, it turned out great. They didn't do the stippling, but the double undercut is just amazing. It really locks your finger in there, which I really like. I try to mimic this with all of my double undercuts. Other than that, I mean, it's just, everything's, you know, looking good. It's turning out fine. It's looking good. It's performing fine. I have noticed on this extended slide release right here that there is some rusting going on in that. But other than that, I mean, this thing has just been solid, man. It's been a tank. I'm basically at this point, this is not my carry gun, so I'm just trying to see how much I can put through this gun before something messes up, you know, before it stops working. The trigger's been fine, stippling's held up, undercuts held up, the slides held up, no problems out of the red dot. Night sights have held up. It looks like there is a little bit of rusting on the night sights as well. You know, it could be me, how I'm storing my guns. Let's do a quick overview of the gun for people who haven't seen this on the channel and just want one. I have the Zeg Magwell, which I just started noticing. This pin is backed out, and I've never had to Loctite it. But now that it's starting to back out, I might start to Loctite it. But I had the Zeg Magwell, only works on the Gen 5 compact, so like the 19. But this thing has been great. I had to Dremel it to fit the base pads for the Terran Tactical. But this thing has been absolutely amazing. It helps kind of get your pink on there and lock that thing down. Apex trigger, of course. We already talked about that. I mean, this thing is great. The reset on it's great. I like the flat face trigger. This is my go-to trigger. It's on my current carry gun and competition gun as well. They just make some great products. So, of course, I have some stippling done on here. That's from Black Diamond's Gun and Gear. Josh from Black Diamond Guns and Gear. I don't know what that was. Up next, like I was saying, we have a extended slide release or extended takedown lever. And then we do have an extended end race slide release from CAGWorks. Watch the full video on my channel that I've done on that. That thing is definitely a lifesaver. I can't shoot a Glock without it. Slide cut. The back and the front serrations are deepened, and they come over the top for your super cool tactical press checks. Boom, just come right out with it. I mean, this thing is, these are very aggressive. This is my favorite slide that I own because how aggressive it looks, and I think it looks good. Coming up from there, we have the Night Vision HD sights with blacked out rear, white glow-in-the-dark front. I never use those anyways. And then the Hollison 508T. It's got a solar panel. It's made out of titanium. This is basically a Trigicon without the little divot on there, but it's made out of titanium, so I've not had any problems with this thing whatsoever. I think you can throw this at a hard dick and it wouldn't break.
Oh my God! Wow!
Let's see, coming from there, I mean, I think that's it. I'm trying to keep it a little short and simple to show you guys some cool ass shooting footage of it and do a quick overview for how this thing is held up, man. It's looking like I'm not going to do another video on this for another 5,000 to 10,000 rounds. Like, we're at 20,000 now, and y'all know, of course, I love Glock. I just love Glock. Everything that I have is Glock, and you know, I carry Glock and all that other bullshit. You know, I like Glock for sure, but this is why. Like, I'm very impressed with it. Over as much as I shot this thing, I've not had to replace anything because of wear and tear. I've replaced it because, you know, I want to upgrade, like the trigger and the CAGWorks side release, but it's not something that I had to upgrade. It was just something that I wanted to for performance-wise, and that was before I started shooting this gun anyway. So everything that's been on here has been on here since almost the beginning. So yeah, that's everything. Comment down below what is your guys' carry gun, and if you even have a gun that has this much rounds through it. I know I'm not the only one. I know a bunch of y'all have way more money than me and can afford to shoot more often than me. So let me know what you guys have down in the comments. Leave a like. Subscribe. I know it's annoying hearing that over and over again, but it definitely does help the channel. I'm out. I'll see you guys next time. Bow.